Today's question we have, is Shai a foul baiter? It's a question that's been going on for the last few years. Shai is on a historic MVP run. Shout out to Shai. Won an MVP, Finals MVP, NBA champion, all those kind of things. So before we even get into the theatrics of the question, let's give credit where credit is due. Origin of the conversation came in Discord. I was walking home from work. We hopped into the chat, and I don't even know how it really started, but I just heard someone don't like Shai because he draws a lot of fouls. Right? Now, the first thing I heard was from a Shai supporter is, oh, well, let me tell you why Shai is not a foul baiter. When you go to the analytics of Shai's drives per game, and when you look at the drives per game in correlation to the fouls he gets, you got to understand that he's really average, and he really went into it, and I'm just like, whoa. He started at A, you took him all the way to W. We're not even talking about analytics right now. We're talking about a casual fan who doesn't like the way Shai's games look. Number one that people think Shai is a foul baiter is the way it looks, right? When you look at the foul baiters of previous history, when you look at a Kobe, Wade, DeRozan, especially guys that played that position and kind of played in a somewhat similar play style, guards that were heavy downhill, mid-range, and inside, right? When you look at those guys, they use the pump fake to draw a lot of fouls. Right, it was an art to it, right? It was a pump fake. It looked very pretty to the fan, right? It was almost like you're watching a fisherman, like on the reel, get a fish, and it's a craft to it. Pump fake, 4, 5, 6 pump fakes, and then you see the guy like inevitably jump. It just looks way different than what Shai does. What Shai does, the product doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as much of an art. Whether or not it is, that has nothing to do with what I'm saying. I'm just saying as far as how it looks specifically, it doesn't look as much of an art form. And we're talking about the NBA or the NFL, it's a lot of art form. People want to see Drew Brees throw a tight spiral to a skinny post of a Marcus Colston, 55 yards down the field. People want to see a Shady McCoy, shake somebody out their shoes. People want to see Steph Curry shoot a sweet jump shot. And people want to see Kobe 5 pump fakes and then a nigga jumps and he gets the fouls. It's a beautiful thing. But the way Shai draws the fouls, more times than not, it doesn't look like that. It's just not appealing to the eye. It's not fitting the product eye test. And then we talk about the product of the sport of the game, it doesn't line up. So I think that's the number one reason people feel like Shai is a foul baiter. Reason number 2, I feel like people think Shai is a foul baiter is because it feels unstoppable, right? Let's refer back to a Kobe, a Wade, a DeRozan, right? Those guys never really got the title of foul baiters. Not from what I heard, right? I've never really heard those guys get called or get labeled foul baiters, but I have seen guys like Harden and Shai. Those are the 2 main guys, and Embiid to a lesser degree. But Harden and Shai, those are the main guys that I've been like, yo, these guys are fucking foul baiting. I hate the way that this looks right now. I do not appreciate what I'm looking at right now. And the reason that is because it feels unstoppable, right? Going back to a Kobe or a Wade or a DeRozan, right? The guy has the choice of whether or not to jump, right? It's like the part of the product and it looking like a valuable product is that you have risk, rewards, pros, and cons. And when you make a choice and then that choice reflects in this way, when you decide to blitz or when you decide to double team someone and someone gets an open 3, someone plays one-on-1, and you have that dichotomy of choice. Where what Shai and Harden do, it feels like no matter what the defender does, he's gonna get that foul. Where Wade, Kobe, DeRozan, if the guy jumps, he's gonna get the foul. If he doesn't jump, he won't get the foul. So, and it feels unstoppable. It takes away from the quality of the viewing experience, and people feel like, oh, this shit is a cheat code. Like, this shit's not fair. Like, no matter what he do, even though he was in good position, people feel like he's gonna get the foul no matter what happens, or he's just playing regular defense and Harden's gonna take his arm and swoop it and get the foul. I think that's why people think that Shai's a foul baiter, because it looks unstoppable. It looks like no matter what the defense does, no matter what kind of position they're in, no matter where their hands are, no matter where their feet is, they're going to get the foul. And I don't think that that's appealing to fans, and I think that, makes them feel like he's a foul baiter. The third reason why I think that Shai gets that title of foul baiter is because he's the best at it right now in the game. He's the best in the game. He's the very best foul baiter in the game. I mean, you got some really good guys like Luka, Embiid when he's healthy, But those guys are a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. But Shai, he's the best foul baiter in the game. And when you're the best at something, you're going to get all that comes with it, right? When you look at a LeBron James, right? LeBron James got probably the most hate that I've ever seen an athlete get because he wanted to leave Cleveland and go to Miami. When just 3 years earlier, Kevin Garnett, who was a consensus top 10 player in the world, you can't tell me in 2007 KG wasn't no top 10 player. You couldn't give me 10 players better than KG in 2007. It was impossible. Who left the Timberwolves to go to Boston. And he teamed up with Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen joined them. And LeBron did the same thing 3 years later. He was like, wait. Niggas is teaming up? I didn't even know niggas was, my fault. So I'm going to go with D-Wade. Like, you went with Paul Pierce, I'm going to go with D-Wade. In the same way Ray Allen joined Ja, Chris Bosh going to join us. But you see the level of hate, the level of, criticism, the level of attention that got two different things. Because why? One is a top 10 guy, and one is the best fucking player in the world. One is one of the best players of all time. And so when you're the best, right, you don't have the luxury of getting the public eye or the public opinion of doing something that someone who's simply top 10 does. It's not the same thing. Or to like a Jeff Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos saves $1 billion in taxes, right? People like, yo, you gotta tax the rich, this is not fair, right? But when your cousin got that PPP loan, niggas was chilling, right? He bought you grandmas out to get lobster. Niggas wasn't saying nothing. Niggas ran up a $250 or $300 bill. Niggas ain't saying nothing. Niggas was chilling, right? But when Jeff Bezos take advantage of the system, niggas don't like that. When Trump take advantage of this, niggas don't. But when your cousin come up with $5,000, niggas is cool with that. Why? Cause your cousin is, he's down right now. He was down to his last $50. That PPP loan really helped the nigga come up, right? So it's like when you use the rules to your advantage when you're a great player, right? A Shai Gilgeous-Alexander versus if, let's say Josh Hart was a foul baiter and he got 4 extra free throws a game. Not only would people not know, if they did know, they really wouldn't give a fuck. Because all right, Josh Hart, he goes from averaging 8 points to 11.5. Whoop-de-fucking-do. The Knicks is a second-round exit. No hate to the Knicks fans or whatever. But Shai, best team in the league, best player in the league. Any way opportunity going to have to take you down, they're going to use it. Now, personally, my personal opinions on it as a huge James Harden fan, as a huge Kobe fan, who were both foul baiters in their own right. Both foul baiters. I have no problem with Shai, even if he is a foul baiter. And I think if you're not a foul baiter, you're sucking ass right now, right? You're a jackass if you don't use that tax code to your advantage and save money. You're just a jackass. If the rule, now if we're gonna say, okay, Shai gets to make the rules, and Shai made the NBA, he made the rules of the NBA. Okay, maybe that's a different question. But the rules are in place. A simple case of don't hate the player, hate the game. This is the game that he came into. He did some freaky shit one time, they called foul. He was like, hold on, let me see something real quick. Did it again, foul. Let me just try it one more time, just in case it was foul. Okay, yep, we treating this out. We treating it. Harden did the same thing. A lot of great players do the same thing, right? They stopped Kareem from dunking. It's just like the rules are the rules, right? It was unfair for Kareem to dunk. It was unfair for, Wilt to throw it off the backboard and catch it to himself. They changed the rules. They changed the officiating for Harden as well. You can't, or Reggie Miller, you can't stick your leg out on the three-pointer. They changed the rules. And so I think we're seeing another great player potentially have a game-changing effect on the game. And shout out to Shai for getting that done. If you're not changing the rule, at this point, Allen Iverson with his own coverage, Charles Barkley 5 seconds back to the basket. At this point, if you're not changing the rules as a great player, is like how great, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that you're not great, but it's levels to it. You can be a great player. Carmelo Anthony was a great player. Top 10 all-time scoring, or maybe I think Durant might have passed him, so he might be 11. Top 11 all-time great player. He ain't changed no rules, though. That's another level right there. And so I think Shai right now is on a pace to potentially change a rule. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, that's why I think people think that Shai's a foul baiter. I think that he is a foul baiter along with all the other great guards of my generation and probably prior. And I think that I wouldn't have it any other way. I think it sucks to suck. I think quick ain't fair. I think get better, kid. I think, winners win and losers lose, and that's it.